Good morning, everybody. We are on day 3. This is our last full day here in California. We're leaving tomorrow. Unfortunately, I don't want to leave. We are going back to Disneyland today, but this morning we have something special planned. We are going to the Grand Californian. We're going to the Grand Californian Hotel, and we are gonna have breakfast over at the Storytellers Lounge, or the Storyteller Cafe? Storyteller Cafe. It's a character breakfast, and they also have regular sit-down stuff over there, but it's a character breakfast, so I'm super excited for that. And I know Coda's really excited too. So we're gonna head on over there. We'll see you guys at the Grand Californian Hotel. So we're gonna go ahead and have a look at the buffet line here at the Storyteller Cafe. First is your cereals, you got your bowls and your milk dispensers. Got some pretty good stuff here. Next you have your fruits. Really nice. The fruits are really fresh. We had some of that earlier. Haven't tried any of the salmon. I might grab a little bit just to try it this round. Here's the stuff for your parfaits if you're into that. Next we have our loaded potatoes, obvious tater tots. Not sure what this is. I think this is like a quiche of some kind. I don't know what you call this. This is just eggs mixed with other things. We had our scrambled eggs. Next we have French toast, which is really good. I had some of that. We got some pancakes with some powdered sugar. Your Mickey waffles. These actually look better than what we had earlier. The ones that we got earlier were a tad bit burnt. So these look much better. We have our bacon over here, which is really good. Sausages. These look like breakfast nachos. We have our syrup dispenser over here. What do we got? Looks like oatmeal. Yep. Got oatmeal. Stuff to add inside your oatmeal. Then we have our bagels and our croissants and danishes. We got muffins, which look like they come from Whole Foods. And other things, and stuff looks really good. And then we have our other fruits over here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now that we saw a pretty good overview of the Storytellers Cafe character breakfast at the Grand Californian Resort and Spa, let's talk about the overall experience of this restaurant. Our reservation was made for 9:30 in the morning, so we were at peak breakfast time for the resort, and we actually managed to get seated about 15 minutes early. So if you show up a little early for your reservation time, you may, keyword may, be able to get seated a little early. I wouldn't count on anything over 30 minutes early, realistically. However, I have seen it done before if the restaurant isn't super busy. The characters featured in this particular breakfast were Kenai from Brother Bear, Chip, Dale, and Pluto. Mickey and Minnie were not part of this character dining experience. However, in the time since Coda and I went to eat at the Storytellers Cafe, they have changed the character roster up a bit to include Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Chip, and Dale. Kenai can no longer be found at the Storytellers Cafe for the Critter Breakfast. One thing I would like to note is that during the breakfast we had to wait almost 30 minutes extra after we had finished eating just to meet Dale. We were unfortunately not visited by Dale during our meal and had to request for him to stop at the table before we left for our day in the parks. Now let's talk about the restaurant overall in regards to size and decor. For the most part, I think it's a very beautiful restaurant. I'm a huge fan of the foresty log cabin design of it. One of my favorite hotels on Walt Disney World property is the Wilderness Lodge, so it's no surprise that the Grand Californian is my favorite resort on Disneyland property based on the design and look. The size of the restaurant is not that big. There are 3 sections to the restaurant. There was the main area that had the buffet line, where there were a few tables in that main section, with the majority of the seating being on the outer wings of the restaurant on the left and right side of the buffet line. I wish the restaurant could have been a little bit bigger, but I also understand that it's a Disneyland resort hotel and not Walt Disney World, where over there they have to deal with way more guests, not just from the resort, but from other resorts as well. I love the decor of the restaurant, and it had a very welcoming vibe. Alright, now let's get to the food. As you guys saw in the video, the food selection is pretty standard. You can pretty much find any of the food offered at this buffet at any of the other Disney buffets in California or Florida. There weren't any standout selections that made the Storytellers unique in comparison to other Disney restaurants as far as the food is concerned, which is kind of disappointing. The first time Coda and I went up there, we got some fruit with some meats and potatoes and some Mickey waffles. Sadly, the Mickey waffles were a bit burnt our first go around, so we didn't really finish those, but when we went up there a little later, they had a fresh batch out that they had cooked very well, and they had that golden brown look to it that we all know and love. The bacon was better than most Disney bacon I've tasted, and the sausage was pretty okay. The tater tots and mixed potatoes were cooked very well and were seasoned beautifully. Overall, the food was pretty delicious, and the only real complaint we had was that the Mickey waffles were kind of burnt the first go around. So overall, guys, I think this restaurant is a great option for families looking for a character breakfast if you are visiting the Disneyland Resort for any reasonable period of time. The price for the character breakfast when we went per person was $39. Keep in mind that prices are subject to change and may vary when you visit. Please also keep in mind that the characters offered during this breakfast are subject to change without notice, so don't go in there having your heart set on meeting one particular character. Typically, I wouldn't recommend this place for first-time families because Mickey and Minnie were not meeting guests, but with the new change, it now does offer Mickey and Minnie, so if you're a Disneyland first-timer, then I highly recommend this restaurant as a great way to start your day inside the Disneyland Resort parks. Well guys, that's gonna about do it for me. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different of a style than what you're used to seeing on this channel, but this is a video style that I would like to try doing a little bit more every time Coda and I go out to a restaurant on Disney property or at Universal or any other place and we do an overall review of it. You can probably expect this similar style of video in the future. If you are new to this channel, why not go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell icon down below and get yourself notified whenever I do a future upload. We are getting close to 500 subscribers on this channel, so if you want to become a part of the family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I promise you, you will not regret it. So that's gonna about do it from me, folks. Keep an eye out in the future for more Disneyland videos from our trip. Our vacation is almost done. We're on our very last day at Disneyland, and I'm super excited to show you guys what we did on our very last day. So with that, I am off, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Every broken bone, I swear I live